one.
The Webinar Jam one.
Click
Okay,
the Webinar
everybody.
Jam app with the lightning bolt,
Okay.
and then you'll see it on the right.
Okay. I see it.
Okay, everybody. This is Alan, and we had a technical difficulty. A lot of people were saying they couldn't see or hear, so we've restarted, and we're broadcasting that. We're just wait a couple minutes for the rest of the panel to get back. We'll edit the content piece that I did. I'll re-record that later tonight and get it all spliced together. So the replay will come out tomorrow. So thank you for your patience and hanging in there with us. I really appreciate it. And we'll get started in a few minutes. John, can you tell if that YouTube link is it's working? Perfect. Okay. Well, great. So we're waiting for the rest of the panel. You know, one of the things about the spiritual life and the spiritual practice is, can you handle what life throws at you? Now, once upon a time, I had 300 and something people sign up for tonight's event. We had 50 people on the event, and and here we are. People can't see, people can't hear. Once upon a time, that would have freaked me out. And I'm just here saying, can I maintain my equanimity? Can I keep my heart open? Can I keep my wits about me and say, what's the next best step? So you guys have hung in there. Thank you very much. And so what we're going to do is start the enlightened tapping process itself from the beginning. And bring you along with us. So thank you again for your patience and riding the waves of technology with us. And here we are. So we got a couple more panel members joining us. So in my estimation, the spiritual journey is always about, can I keep my mind still? Can I keep my heart open and keep my wits about me and take the next right step? So when technology does its thing, then hey. Any comment, Mr. Tristan, about that?
Yeah, it used to take people years to climb up the mountain to get to the top, and you're taking us there in 30, so I think we can hang out for another little bit here. It's all good.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tristan. Thank you.
You're making it much easier on folks, so we're good to go.
Well, and actually, we got a couple more people from the panel joining. I think we got Emily and Jackie. But, I mean, Tristan and Sabrina, you guys have had really, really serious meditative training and practice for decades. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the old paradigm of meditation. Not that it's not important and valuable. I'm a part of that tradition as well.
That's right.
But there are technologies now that really allow us to move very quickly through these amazing states.
Because we need them faster. We need the quantum.
And Joe and Marion, I want to do a shout out. In the content piece, I mentioned Howlin' Sidra Stone. They worked personally with Howlin' Sidra for years, and as well as with Genpo Roshi. So they've been on their own evolutionary path and process for equally decades.
3 decades.
Yeah, just 3. Oh, and Tristan, when I told Joe that you were going to be doing the Qigong and speaking at the Enlightened Tapping event in the fall, he literally jumped up and down and said, how can it get any better than this?
Awesome.
So,
I can't wait for the event.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Okay, great. We got Jackie back. We're waiting for Emily, and then we're going to start the tapping from the beginning. Well, I'm going to say let's get started. Emily's pretty sharp cookie, so she'll just tap right in with us. So for all of you watching at home, thank you for hanging in there with us. I really appreciate it. The way this process works is really simple. we have these parts within us, and there's a way to talk to those parts. So the first step is I'm going to ask to speak to a voice. I like to speak with the controller, and you just shift in your chair. And for those on the panel and for those at home that can't actually, we can't hear you, imagine that you've separated from your normal everyday self, and that self is sitting in a chair next to you, and you're in this chair as the controller. And speak from the I place. I am the controller. I control everything I can. I'm a control freak. So even though I and the panel are interacting and we're facilitating together, I want you to come on this journey with us. And so shift in your chair. Tap with us. Speak as the voice I'm speaking to from the I place. Trust the process. One of the things I love about this voice dialogue is an opportunity for deep listening, to sort of quiet your mind and listen to the truth that's arising from your belly and your heart, and not necessarily thoughts that are going on in your head. So, great. Then when we get to the tapping, the points that I use, I'm just sort of doing a quick review. The inner eye. Hello, Miss Emily. Welcome back. The outer eye, under the eye. This is that notch right here, the zygomatic ridge under the eye on the skull. Under the nose, the chin point, the point here right where the clavicle meets the breastbone. There's a little notch on each side, and that's usually pretty tender if you have it tapped there. And then there's about 2 inches below your armpit, right on the rib, there is a water point or lymphatic point. The same on both sides. And then top of the head. So those are the tapping points. So we're going to dialogue with the voice of the controller first, then we're going to tap. So even though we can't hear you on the panel, those of you at home not on the panel, I really invite you, close the door, speak out loud, go on this process and this journey with us, because the more you speak out loud, the more relaxed you'll be, that chasm will open, and you'll be able to shift into the enlightened state that we promised you. So, panel, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Yes. Ready. Yes.
Great, thank you. Let me speak to the controller, please. And who am I speaking to?
The controller.
The controller. And what's your job?
To
control.
To control. And what do you control?
Everything around her.
Everything about her, everything around her. Excellent. So what are some of the things you control?
Discipline.
Discipline. Say more about that.
I control discipline, choices. If I don't, she gets out of hand and she's going to destroy all my hard work.
Aha. So you control her discipline, her choices, and you've worked hard to get her to this point. And if she doesn't listen to you, she's going to destroy it all.
Yes, I sound like a stage bomb.
With a very unruly child. What are some of the things you control?
What she thinks.
What she
thinks about.
What she thinks about.
I control
keep her
people
from
who
saying
try to
everything
control
she
me.
thinks.
Okay, Emily, what was that?
I said I keep her from saying everything she thinks.
Oh, you keep her from saying everything she thinks. Where would she be if she said everything she thinks?
An outcast.
An outcast. And Tristan, what do you control?
I control the people who try to control me.
Aha. So, well, we could unpack that for a couple of days right there. I control the people who try to control me. So,
Right.
So as the controller, have you on occasion maybe tried to control another person?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, like maybe in the last, I don't know, hour or something. Like, how many of you were trying to control the technology of Google in the last hour?
Little bit.
Guilty. And how about the weather?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So as a controller, you have a huge responsibility.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
what the self thinks, what she senses, what she feels, what she says, what she doesn't say, what he does, how he acts, his behavior. Even think about pleasure. Just when it comes to pleasure, how you as a controller impact that. Too little, too much. Just got to keep that quality of control.
Regulator.
Yeah, a regulator,
Yes.
very much, very much. As a controller, would you say one of your jobs is to, as best you can, control all those other voices that are inside the self?
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah. Occasionally, one of them will kind of hijack the whole show, but for the most part, you're the controller. You decide who gets to come out, whether you're a stage mom or whether you're a CEO. I'm going to work on that metaphor a little bit of the stage mom. I like that one, Sabrina. Thank you for that. But can you sense how that's part of your job is controlling the other voices?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it the controller that decides when the other voices get to speak if they're of use?
Right. Well, would
Yeah.
you say, as a controller, there are some voices that are totally unacceptable?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Socially
You keep those locked in the basement.
Well, they're either socially unacceptable or unacceptable for who I have defined myself to be. They don't fit. They don't go with this outfit.
Right. We don't want to clash with that outfit. No, but that's really rich what you just said. They are either socially unacceptable, and think about all the voices that live in exile or on the peripheral of our society. And then also, who I want the self to be, who I've chosen him or her to be. And so, there are some voices that just never see the light of day because it's not acceptable. Yeah. So where would the self be if you didn't work so hard?
Freer.
Okay, for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
The self likes to think that he or she would be freer, for sure.
Yes, but she'd get caught.
What's that?
But she'd get caught.
She would definitely get caught. And so that brings up a point. You and the protector, actually one of your allies, you guys are on guard 24/7, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You never get to rest.
No.
Yeah. Well, so what would you say if I was actually able to arrange to sort of give you a short break, but the self would still be safe and protected while you got to take that break? How would that be?
Great.
That would be lovely.
Okay, good. All right. So, I promised enlightenment, and I promised a break for you, and the self would still be safe and connected. It's getting thick in here, isn't it? All right. Okay, good. All right, so we're about to do some tapping, and so I want you guys that are on the panel to tap with me and just repeat what I say. And for those of you that are watching at home, tap along with us and speak out loud. The more you speak out loud, the more you embody the voice, and the more you're able to make that shift to that vast, open, free space that is the promise of this hangout tonight. As the controller, do I have your permission to move forward and speak to these other voices?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. And do I have your commitment for two things? One, if you feel concerned for the self at any time, you'll stop and let me know.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. And will you give me a crystal clear channel to the other voices I wish to speak to?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so let's tap. I'm the controller.
I'm the controller.
I am in control.
I am
I am in control.
And I am damn good at it.
And I am damn good at it.
Because I've had decades to practice.
Because I've had decades to practice.
And I know how wily that self can be.
And
I know how
wily
wily
that
that
self
self
can
can be.
Because she would be out of control without me.
Because she would be out of control without me.
He would be out of control without me.
He would be out of control without me.
I'm the controller.
I'm the controller.
I control what he thinks,
I control what he thinks,
what she feels,
what she feels,
what he senses,
what he senses,
what she does,
what she does,
what he says,
what he says,
what she doesn't say.
what she doesn't say.
I have a lot on my plate.
I have a lot on my plate.
Controlling the self is one thing,
Controlling the self, one thing.
and then controlling the world is another.
Controlling the world is another.
Other people,
Other people,
technology,
technology,
the weather.
the weather.
I am a control freak.
I
am a control freak.
I just control everything I possibly can.
I control
I just control everything I possibly can.
I work 24/7.
I work 24/7.
I am hypervigilant
I am vigilant.
even when the self is sleeping.
Even when the self is sleeping.
Someone's got to be on guard.
Someone's got to be on guard.
That's my job.
And that's my job.
Controller.
I'm the controller.
I work diligently to keep the self safe and connected.
I
work
will
diligently to keep the self unconnected.
That's why I work so hard.
That's why I work so hard.
And I give my permission
And I give my permission
to speak to the other voices
to speak to the other voices
and continue with this process.
and continue with this process.
And I commit
And I commit
that if I feel the self is threatened at all,
that if I feel the self is threatened at all,
or that I'm threatened at all,
or that I'm threatened at all,
that I will intercede.
that I will intercede.
And I commit to giving a crystal clear channel
And I commit to giving a crystal clear channel
to all the voices speaking later.
to all the voices speaking later.
I'm the controller.
I'm the controller.
Whew. Shake that out. Take a sip of water if you like. And just listen, look deeply into yourself. What do you sense? What do you notice?
Energized.
Energized. Beautiful. What was that, Jackie?
Relaxation.
Relaxation.
It's the lightness.
A lightness. Beautiful. Calm. Of course, this is our second round of tapping for the controller. So you guys missed the first round, sorry, but the panel said we could come and sort of start from scratch so we could all have this experience together. And I do want to say it is history in the making. It is a bit exciting. I don't think this has ever been done before, and we have people all around the world signed up for this hangout. So thank you. Anything else from the controller before we move forward?
It feels relaxing just to stay out loud. I am a control freak and be okay with that.
Well, that's your job. Somebody needs to do it.
That part of me is really good at it. And to proclaim that and to feel safe with that.
And to own it and
own it.
And be proud and pleased about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that moment where you have your computer or your laptop and you haven't been using it for a little while, it goes into standby mode.
So the controller is sort of in standby. It's still available to function, but it's just in standby mode.
Nice and quiet and in the background.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, we're going to work on that nice and quiet in the background here. So, all right, so I'm going to ask you to speak to another voice. Let me speak to the one who seeks the way. Shifting in your chairs. And who am I speaking to?
The one
who seeks the way.
And what's your job?
To seek.
To seek. Yeah, what are you seeking?
Seeking the way.
The way.
You're seeking
Knowledge.
the peace.
Peace.
Happiness.
Happiness, yeah.
The way out of suffering.
The way out of suffering. That certainly has taken me a long way. No suffering. What are you seeking?
liberation.
Liberation.
Meaning.
Meaning, yeah. Meaning.
Purpose.
Drive.
Purpose, yeah. What was that, Tristan? Life?
Drive. Motivation. Drive.
Motivation. Good. And truth. I heard truth, one of my favorites. Gandhi's name of freedom. Yeah, beautiful. So as the one who seeks the way, and I know because you're actually on this panel that you're a voice that's been around for at least a couple of decades for the self.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Joe was saying early 30 plus years. So, but for some of us, I mean, I remember I woke up about 1977 with Illusions by Richard Bach, sort of was my first awakening. So, and that opened a door, and Alan realized, wow, there's a whole nother world he doesn't know about. We need to go explore that. So, for you guys, your voice has been around a long time. Would you say the self has gotten a lot of juice because of you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at all the cool experiences the self has had because of your seeking. Yeah, yeah. Now, let me ask you this. As the one who seeks the way, is it your job to find the way?
No.
No.
No. I mean, there might be that sort of flash of, but then it's off seeking the next thing. Oh, gee, there was a moment of happiness, but, I need some truth over here. Or, there was that flash of liberation, but, gee, I'd really just like some intimacy over here. So is that kind of seeking.
Yes.
Yeah. It's never ending. That's right. So there's a lot of energy in you, but can you also sense, a bit of weariness too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's do a little bit of tapping, and then let's see if we can find ourselves to the way. How about that?
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. I am the one who seeks the way.
I am
the one who seeks the way.
Seeking.
Seeking.
And on occasion, a little grasping.
And on occasion, a little grasping.
I am the one who seeks the way.
I am the one who seeks the way.
Seeking truth.
Seeking truth.
Peace. Happiness. Freedom. Liberation. Embodied passion. Ecstasy.
ecstasy,
intimacy,
intimacy,
fabulous sex.
fabulous sex.
Oh, we got a okay on that one. I'm the one who seeks the way.
I'm the one who seeks the way.
Seeking, seeking, seeking.
Seeking, seeking, seeking.
And all the places I've looked.
And all the places I've looked.
Eastern mysticism.
Eastern mysticism.
Western psychology.
Western psychology.
Sociology.
Sociology.
Hinduism.
Hinduism.
Taoism.
Taoism.
Buddhism.
Buddhism.
Christ consciousness.
Christ consciousness.
The Kabbalah.
The Kabbalah.
Sufism.
Sufism.
The great shamans of the Amazon.
The great
Shamans of the Amazon.
The shamans of the Americas.
The
The shamans of the Americas.
The great kahunas.
The great kahunas.
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Ayahuasca and peyote.
Ayahuasca and peyote.
Breath work. Meditation.
Meditation.
The Enneagram.
The Enneagram.
I have looked and looked and looked. Communes.
Communes.
Ashrams.
Ashrams.
Retreats.
Retreats.
And more workshops than I can possibly count.
More workshops than I can possibly count.
I just love this seeking.
I just love this seeking.
It's my job.
It's my job.
And I'm damn good at it.
And I'm damn good at it.
Look at all the groovy people the self has met because of me.
Look at all the groovy people the self has met because of me.
And the amazing experiences.
And the amazing experiences.
And the self gets a whole lot of juice because of me.
And the self gets a whole lot of juice because of me.
Because we're spiritual, you know.
Because we're spiritual.
We are seeking the way.
We are seeking the way.
The Tao.
The Tao.
Buddha mind.
Buddha mind.
Christ consciousness.
Christ consciousness.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Seeking, seeking, seeking.
Seeking.
It's somebody else's job to find.
Somebody else's job to find.
I might have flashes of truth.
I might have flashes of truth.
Or moments of happiness.
Or moments of happiness.
Or times of insight.
Or times
of insight.
But it's somebody else's job to find.
But it's somebody else's job.
I am the one who seeks the way.
I am the one who seeks the way.
Take a drink of water if you want. And listen deep. What do you sense? What do you notice? And for those of you at home that are watching, enter into the little question box or comment box. You know, what are you sensing? What are you feeling?
I feel tired.
What's that?
I feel tired.
I feel bad. Tired.
I've been doing this so long. No, I meant the seeking. Like it's
Yeah.
never ending.
There's a lot of energy in you. But the self is a little tired.
Yeah.
It's like a relentless adventure.
What was that, Sydney?
A relentless adventure.
A relentless adventure, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Well,
My joy is in the seeking, because if I found, I would no longer exist.
There you go.
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, if the self were to find, you wouldn't exist. You'd be out of a job.
And then the fun would be over.
And Amazon would be broke.
Well, we haven't spoken to the voice of desire this evening, but I think the two of you keep Amazon in business. Yeah, I think you're allies.
I suspect there are others of us that are helping.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, great. All right, so the time has come to cash in on this promise that I made to joining this webinar, and let's cross that Grand Canyon of consciousness, and let's make that bold leap to a voice that's an absolute part of you. It's already always been a part of you, even before you were born. And just with a shift of intention and some tapping, let me speak to the stillness of pure being. And shifting in your chairs, and tap with me. Who am I speaking to?
Stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the
Stillness of pure being.
I am part of the created universes.
I'm part of the creative universes.
I am the field of pure potentiality.
I am the field of pure potentiality.
I am infinite nothingness.
I am infinite nothingness.
I am eternal emptiness.
I am eternal emptiness.
I am vast spaciousness.
I am vast spaciousness.
I am big mind.
I am big mind.
I am pure awareness.
I am pure awareness.
I am the witness.
I am the witness.
Nothing to seek.
Nothing to see.
Nothing to avoid.
Nothing to avoid.
Nothing to grasp.
Nothing to grasp.
I am exquisite stillness.
I am exquisite stillness.
I am beyond the beyond.
I am beyond the beyond.
I am beyond all borders and boundaries.
I am
beyond all borders and boundaries.
I am beyond all birth and death.
I am beyond birth and death.
I am beyond all beginnings and all endings.
I am beyond all beginnings and all endings.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of pure being.
The self has a body.
Self has a body.
And I am so beyond a body.
And I am so beyond a body.
The self has a heart.
The self
has a heart.
And I transcend all feelings.
And I transcend all feelings.
The self has a mind.
The self has a mind.
And I transcend all thought.
And I transcend all thought.
The self has behaviors.
The self has behaviors.
And I am beyond all action.
And I am beyond all action.
I am infinite nothingness.
I am infinite nothingness.
I am eternal emptiness.
I am
eternal emptiness.
I am vast spaciousness.
I
am vast spaciousness.
I am the center of all the created universes.
I am the center of all created universes.
I am the paradox of creation.
I am the paradox of creation.
I am the nothingness that gives birth to nothingness.
I am nothingness that gives birth to nothingness.
And I am the nothingness that gives birth to all things.
And I am the nothingness that gives birth to all things.
All things arise within me.
All things rise within me.
Universes.
Universes.
Galaxies.
Galaxies.
Solar systems.
Solar systems.
Stars.
Stars.
Planets.
Planets.
Bodies.
Bodies.
And beings.
And beings.
And all things fall away within me.
And all things fall away within me.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of your being.
Exquisite stillness.
Exquisite stillness.
Pure awareness.
Pure awareness.
And take a breath, shake that out. Sitting upright, dropping into your body, and just sensing. And you open to that quality of infinity. Each rising of your breath, and with each falling of your breath, pushing beyond all borders and boundaries. Each out breath, surrendering to vast spaciousness. For those of you at home, enter into the box. What are you sensing? What are you feeling? Can you sense that infinite, open, spacious quality of your true self? And for those of you on the panel, what do you sense? What do you notice?
I feel like I don't have.
What was that?
I feel like I don't have skin.
You don't have skin. Okay.
It's funny. It's so good.
It's like tumbling through a door that keeps opening.
Mm-hmm. Is that tumbling through a door that keeps opening?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's the most important part of this work or any enlightening experience is sense it, feel it in your body, because it's already always there, and anytime you want to come back, it's here for you. It's already always awake. In Zen, they say this was your true face before your mother and father were born. So just look deeply into yourself. What do you notice? What do you feel?
Softness.
Softness. Beautiful.
Like yards and yards of the softest material. And just not quite wrapped in it, but just rolling and rolling.
On into infinity.
Mm.
And just miles of nothingness.
Yeah, miles and miles of nothingness.
Yeah.
So can you, from this perspective, can you even sense the self?
Not really.
Yeah, so it's a very porous quality of the self. You're really opened into this infinity. How about suffering? Is there suffering?
No.
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 Yeah, you're
It's
also
too fluid.
fluid.
It's too fluid for suffering.
Yeah, too fluid for suffering.
There are no edges.
No edges.
Suffering would require a judgment, and there's no judgment.
Yeah, there's no. You have no judgment, and without judgment, there's no suffering. There's no limitation.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Can you just really surrender to that moment, to be in a field of no judgment? How delicious is that?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
The sense of just being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just being, pure being. Yeah.
And it's enough.
And it's enough.
It's
Yeah.
enough.
It's all there is. Yeah.
It's home.
It's home. Beautiful. Beautiful. Darden, any comments from our viewers at home?
Yes. For those that stuck it out, we do. Kai said, feeling a little in limbo land right after we stopped tapping. John, awesome. Pamela, embodied in white light. John, floating. Jana, expansive. Marilyn, turned on in the moment without a body. John, velvet. And Willa, expansion. Marilyn, a part of everything, and everything is me. And John, the self is gossamer.
Oh, I love that. The self is gossamer. Isn't that fabulous? Well, it touches my heart to hear those comments from everybody listening, because we have just made history, ladies and gentlemen, facilitating this work with a Google Hangout, and that people at home could get the same experience as our panel with the tapping. So, yay! Fabulous. Wonderful. Well, let's just do another round of tapping while we're in this exalted state, and then we'll bring the process to a close. How about that?
Yes.
That's good.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I transcend the self.
I transcend the self.
I am beyond the world.
I am beyond the world.
I am beyond time and space.
I am beyond time and space.
I am beyond the beyond.
I am
beyond the beyond.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness at the hub of all movement.
I am the stillness at the hub of all movement.
All the created universes spin around me.
All the created universes spin around me.
And yet I am woven into the very fabric of all the created universes.
And yet I am woven into the fabric of all the created universes.
I am the Divine Father.
I
am the Divine Father.
I am pure awareness.
I am pure awareness.
I am embodied presence.
I am
embodied presence.
I am the stillness.
I am the stillness
before every thought.
Before every thought.
I am the stillness.
I am the stillness
before every action.
Before every action.
I am the stillness
I'm
in the stillness,
underlying every sensation.
underlying
underlying
every
every
sensation.
sensation.
I am the stillness
I'm
I am the
stillness
stillness
that wraps every sound,
that
that
wraps
wraps
every
every
sound,
sound,
woven between every ohm
woven between every
every
om
is my exquisite stillness.
is my
is my
exquisite
exquisite
stillness,
stillness,
Infinite nothingness,
infinite
infinite
nothingness,
nothingness,
eternal emptiness,
eternal
eternal
emptiness,
emptiness,
vast spaciousness.
vast
vast
spaciousness.
spaciousness.
I am,
I
I
am,
am,
and I am nothing.
and
and
I
I
am
am
nothing.
I am the delicious paradox of being.
I am
I
the delicious paradox of being.
I am the nothingness that gives birth to nothing.
I am
am
nothingness that gives birth to nothing,
And all of human history arises within me.
and all of human history arises within me.
And I am humanity's future.
And I am
humanity's
humanity's future,
Returning to pure awareness.
returning to
returning
pure awareness,
awareness,
Returning to exquisite stillness.
returning to exquisite stillness.
Bodies do it every night.
Bodies
do it every night,
Returning to me in deep sleep.
returning to me in deep
deep
sleep.
sleep.
Eons come and go.
Eons come and go.
Solar systems come and go.
Solar systems
systems
come and go.
Universes come and go.
Universes
come and go.
And I am eternally present.
And I am eternally present.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of your being.
Shake that out and just relax. Let's just sit for a moment, savoring the stillness. So if you were to work with some of these voices in a daily practice, it's always nice to use the tapping scripts, use the tapping, and then just really take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just really savor and let these sensations sink into your body. So, panel, what do you sense? What do you feel?
Joy.
Good. I feel good. Those of you at home, enter into your comment box. What are you sensing? What are you feeling? Panel?
All the little pieces of tension have dissipated, like popping bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that armor of tension that we wear in our bodies day in and day out, just popping, dissolving it like bubbles. Well, last call. What are you sensing? What are you feeling?
A gratitude, Alan, for being taken out of the controller and especially out of the seeker that will keep you chasing your tail forever.
Right,
so
yes.
For that. That's a beautiful shift and share, and it's powerful. really glad that you took your way through that. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, and not to discount the seeker, it's, the seeker got me here.
Absolutely.
It got me here. So.
Can I add something else?
What's that?
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Okay. Just having been at Ignite and done your tapping in the morning, I want people to know, like, this state that you just brought us into, we can now retrieve. Like, that's what this work is so amazing, because I have been able to feel this again, and it's such a gift.
Right. Well, where the tapping is so important and so valuable, it's amazing in and of itself to be able to shift and experience this state, but the tapping anchors it into the energy field and into the connective tissues of your body. So you have a sensory experience that you can just say, oh, okay, Enlightenment 101, first floor, here we go. I do this little enlightened tapping process every day, 15 to 30 minutes at least, and I always start with the controller and get permission and commitment, and then I'll do any of the enlightened voices. For those of you that are watching now, we're going to do another hangout in a few days, and instead of Stillness of Pure Being, we're going to work with unconditional love and the Divine Mother. So a whole nother aspect of infinity, but with that intimacy and connection that the Divine Mother brings, and that quality of unconditional love that we're also hungry for. So there are many. There's 10,000 voices of the separate self. There's 10,000 voices of the enlightened self, and you get to dance and explore all of them. So beautiful.
Alan,
Okay. Yes.
we have a couple of shares.
Okay.
Kai said, a nice expansion, like coming out of a sweet meditation, gentle and light and soft. Willa shares, despite a headache, I'm beyond it. I'm allowing it to be okay. And John shares, the Seeker got us all here and kept us here for this wonderful experience to visit the stillness of pure being.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So I'm going to take a surprise turn, and now I'm going to ask to speak to our old friend, the controller, again, please. So let me speak to the controller. And who am I speaking to?
Controller.
And how was that experience for you?
I was gone.
It was okay.
It's okay. You survived.
It was an awesome.
A little questionable at first.
Okay, a little questionable at first, but you were able to, feel your way into it. Excellent, beautiful. Yeah.
Nice respite.
Yeah. So how was it to get a little break there?
Yeah, that was really lovely. That was.
Yeah, I loved what Sabrina said in our first go-round. I'm the CEO of a company, and they just said I could take my first break. Yeah, so how's the CEO doing now?
When you said, how was that experience, the controller said, what experience? I was out getting coffee. I wasn't there.
What I love about this work is that all the voices are honored and held and cherished for what they bring. And what I've noticed, my controller has really matured and grown from about 9 years of doing this work now. So, and Alan needs me every bit as much as he ever did, but I can do my job a lot more efficiently now. Because now I know stillness is actually an ally of mine, and that can help us. So if I get a little wound up too tight, we just bring in a little stillness here.
It feels like the controller got an upgrade because new wisdom and knowledge was transmitted via direct. The controller has more sense of it. Okay?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the controllers had an upgrade. Well, we mentioned some of the voices earlier that are locked in the basement, we call those disowned voices. It's parts of ourselves that we reject and exile. But then there are voices that are just young and immature. They're spoiled rotten. And then those that are overbearing, and then they also have the opportunity to come into their wisdom and their own enlightenment. And so, Tristan, you're exactly right, having an upgrade. And what I find is, as the controller, I'm actually able to do my job so much better with a lot less effort, because we have these other allies to help make sure that he's safe and connected and living his soul purpose.
Yeah, like the divine parent came in and took care of business.
Well, we got a taste of the Divine Father, and if you come back in a few days, we'll do the Divine Mother, I promise. So she is shimmering in luminosity. So so that I'm going to move back to the PowerPoint here. So let's see where we were, and we can go from there. And that. Oh, now, John, I might need your help with this again. Can you see the slides now?
I can.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I've gone back to my PowerPoint. So, so that's it for our, the free piece of the training that I promised you. And, I hope that you had a delicious experience and sensation from that. And for those of you that would like to go deeper and work with me some more around this enlightened tapping process, here's my invitation to you. And I want to start with a comment. You've heard certainly what the panel had to say. You've got your own experience, but Barbara Marx Hubbard is just a futurist and an amazing pioneer of consciousness, and the author of many best-selling books. And her comment, she's been teaching about evolution and meditation and consciousness for 20 years, but until she did the enlightened tapping, she never felt it for the inside of her body. So it gave her a whole new awareness and insight into her life's work that she was able to experience. And so much so, she's actually going to be in Houston a week from Monday, and we're co-doing a program together for the local Ions community, and she's going to talk about Homo Universalis, and then we're going to do some enlightened tapping around embodying Homo Universalis. So what I have for you this evening is my home study course for the enlightened tapping, and it's 6 modules. It's completely digital. There's a fabulous workbook, 254 pages, I think it is. There's videos for each of the modules, and there's audios for each of the modules. And the pyramid of consciousness is the separate self, the no self, and then we actually go to the peak of the pyramid, and we really integrate and embody all aspects of consciousness. And we're going to be doing that in about a week from tonight, actually. So you'll have a chance to sign up and experience that as well. We focus, the first 3 modules focus on some of the different voices of the personal self. Each module you get to experience the no self, the enlightened self, and the unique self, the peak of the pyramid. So you get the full experience in every module, but we really take our time with some of those voices, the controller and the protector, and then the innocent self, the innocent child. And then in the 4th and 5th weeks, we move to really playing around deep experience in embodying the Divine Father and then the Divine Mother. And then the 6th module is the 5 stages of enlightenment, which is an extraordinary experience in and of itself. And then I think we missed something. Yeah, that's it. And then the bonuses for the home study course are 6 live calls. If we can get the Hangouts to work, we might do Hangouts, but we might just do phone calls, because I know that can work really easily to help guide you through, answer any questions, facilitate any stuck voices, so that you really work through each of the modules and you get the experience. There is a free ticket that you get to my 3-day Enlightened Tapping Meditation this fall in Houston. And you guys have been watching Tristan on the panel, and he and Sabrina both are martial arts masters. And Tristan is an amazingly gifted teacher and teaches Qigong. And so he's going to speak at the event, and he's going to lead a Qigong practice every day. So you get the tag team of both of us for that event. That ticket is free for the investment today. This is something that I'm really, really proud of. Having studied with Genpo for a very long time, a lot of people said, how do I do Big Mind on my own? And it takes a rare kind of person that can facilitate themselves in the voices. And so what we did is we took all the major voices from the personal self, the no self, and the unique self. And we just added the tapping scripts, so you can hear and see the tapping, and then we added 5 minutes of silent meditation at the end of that. So you can sort of create your own mixtape. You can start with any voices that you want to play with in the personal self, any of the enlightened voices, and then any of the peak of the pyramid. So it's a really simple way, and you can download them. They live on your smartphone or your computer, whatever. You create your own playlist from that. But it's a way that you can have this enlightenment experience at your own fingertips. You also get a copy of my award-winning and best-selling book, Body Brilliance. And then you also get the Facebook group, which is exclusive for everyone who invests in the Enlightened Tapping Meditation. So the investment for tonight, for those of you who've been hanging out with us and have gone through the agony of technology frustration, it's $197. And let me push the button. So you can go to the website enlightenedtappingmeditation.com/yes, or you should see
Yes,
the
I have
offer
it set up
there.
for you.
Okay, great. So is that showing now?
It is.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you can also just click the button right there, and it'll take you right to the sales page, and you can invest for yourself. So I have a guarantee. I always jokingly say, enlightened experience or your ego back. Yeah, I know, ha ha ha. But but you can see that from the people that were just listening around the world, they were able to have an experience with the tapping. Certainly the panel had an experience. So as I said, we facilitated this process a few weeks ago in Boston for over 80 people. There were a couple of people who weren't able to, shift easily and immediately, and really with just in 5 minutes, boom, we just, all 5 of them were able to experience it. And I know some of the people on the panel witnessed that.
It was amazing.
Yeah, there was one woman who we were working with the Divine Mother, and she, immediately went into whole body, just, crying, her whole body was shaking, and just within 5 minutes we were able to get her in her body and talk with the controller and allow her to experience the Divine Mother. And it was just incredible, and it was just one of those magical moments. So everybody has the capacity to experience this enlightenment, and it just takes working with the controller and the protector particularly to bring them online, just so that they know that the self is genuinely safe. So so that's my guarantee. 30 days, no questions asked, your money back. Have a full enlightened experience, or your money back. If you can't have that experience just watching the course, get on the calls with me, come to the event. I will work with you personally to see if I can facilitate that experience for you. So I've facilitated well over 1,000 people with this process, and 99% of people can have this experience. So I really invite you to join us for that. My friend Sheila Paxton, a fellow 12 program person, love and hate relationship with meditation for 27 years, studied transcendental meditation, mindfulness, vipassana, kundalini, and she was never able to transcend her monkey mind. And after 20 minutes of enlightened tapping, she was experiencing the stillness of pure being, and had that. So you know, I want to get to the Q&A part of this, and I'll leave some of these testimonials up, and we'll just sort of work through them. From the panel.
They're not visible, Alan.
What's that?
The testimonials aren't visible. There they are.
There they are.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it was just me.
Okay, great. So for anybody on the panel, I know some of you guys have worked with me a long time, and some of you, I've known for 10 days or a couple of weeks. So would you like to share some of your experience of the enlightened tapping? And
yeah, I would, because I got to experience firsthand working with you, Alan. You invited me for the Qigong session that we did together. I guess that was about a year ago, and it was so wonderful to meet everybody at the event and go through the experience. And I didn't know that I was going to hop in what you might call a hot seat, but there was an opportunity for that, and I had never been facilitated by you through the tapping in this process. And I was really blown away, as you know, and I shared about it afterwards, but you really helped me navigate something that I didn't even know was there. And I'm talking about somebody who's been on the path, like some other panelists here, for decades. And this journey started like 30 years ago. So to have gone through so many different trainings and very beautiful teachers, to be given that gift by you is really amazing. And I think it's by incorporating the flow of the energy, the tapping, the chi, the guiding you, the safe space that you create. You really helped me tap into your story, and as you know, we're all about the story. So just anyone listening in, this guy is genius in this process. It's very powerful no matter how long.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I'd like to add something.
Okay.
I met you just a week ago, and I'm so grateful for that experience. And I've been meditating for a couple of years, and I get those little pieces, little teeny pieces of stillness, and your enlightened tapping took all those pieces and put them like together. And I had not experienced that depth of peace, of the stillness of pure being. And I would tell everyone to chime in for sure on the next one, the Divine Mother. That was by far beautiful
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. And I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'd like to say something about what you've put together in the course. The 5 stages of enlightenment are the most extraordinary experience in my whole journey I've never experienced anything like it, and to really embody it, to feel it, to experience it, and there's something about the breadth and depth of it. Talk about home. It's priceless. It's absolutely priceless.
Well, thank you. And that's module 6 in the program, so that 5 stages of enlightenment. So that's what Joe's referring to there. So thank you.
This experience has just been amazing. I so remember the first time a year ago of working with you, and I have never gone through anything like that, coming out trusting myself. it was just, I trusted myself and even trusting the world. It was like, it took away that, all I can think of is that sense of being, like, clamped down. And just like blowing the doors open, and everything was, it could have been this incredible explosion, and it's just like doors blowing open into just an ease. And I guess it's that knowing and the stillness of pure being, but it was just nothing like it, and so fast in such a short period of time. It's just mind-boggling that all that sort of like clearing away years and years of stuff in just minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's Joe Hirsch who coined the phrase, a mystical experience at your fingertips. So it really is amazingly fast. You know, I mean, it's hard to gauge how long we've actually been on because of the technical difficulty, but you know, it is amazingly fast. My practice, I'm tapping on the controller for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes in the morning, and then I'm off, you know, to the enlightened voices, and it's just like, there it is. So no more sitting.
All you had to do was ask permission.
Yeah, right.
There's also so much value when there is a group of people coming together and combining their energies for that common purpose. We've so much taken advantage of meditating in groups and doing things that we can, but being here with the panel, just us and the people tuning in. But whoever's going to take you up on this opportunity to have this journey with you through the modules, that's a group of people who are all raising their hands saying, I want stillness of being, and that common purpose and that common cause is the catalyst for more growth, because all boats rise with the tide. And that's really exciting, or coming together for a live event. When we gather together for that, great things happen, and that's really exciting.
Right. I'm so looking forward to that live event, because I know my goal is to have 200 people in the room sitting doing the enlightened tapping, and then have a separate ballroom where Tristan can do his Qigong work and get us all moving, and Helen Terry can get us all dancing with the Nia. And you know, but I know that when you get 200 people that are in the stillness of pure being in that field together, and we're all sitting for 30 minutes in that field, I mean, it becomes palpable. Wah, 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 wah. And it's a delicious experience.
And you're including that, Alan, in today's package?
That event with you and Helen Terry and myself is a free ticket if people invest in the home study course today.
Wow, that's huge. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. And the event really will sell for $497 by itself, you know, because it's absolutely worth it. And so please raise your hand, click the button, add your card. So, you know, Miss Marion, could I ask you to say a few words?
Yes, I've worked with Alan for years, and it has transformed my life. And I'm a happier, more carefree person, and have a lot more confidence and a lot more just joy in my life every day from sitting in this quiet and being able to really meditate, because before I never could. So I thank you, Alan, for what you've done to bring my life into a lot more happiness.
Well, you're welcome. And Marianne, like all of us, have done a lot of things that have brought us to these moments, but sometimes something comes along that kicks the door open and we get to walk through. I'd like to just give Marianne a special shout out. I consider her my protege in this work. She's an amazing voice dialogue facilitator, and incredibly gifted in her own right. So Thank you, Miss Marion.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, unless there's any just last moment comments people want to make. Darden, you've done a lot of this work. Anything you want to add?
Well, thank you. I have, and I've loved the journey with you, and I appreciate getting to help you all and in the audience here. If you have questions, please let us know. My favorite is to work with some of the personal voices, because the voices that are wounded and damaged haven't gotten an opportunity to really express themselves, and that for me is where the real healing is. And then to move through those into the non-dual and then the apex voices. But there's so much healing in the personal voices.
Yeah, part of what Darden's talking about is it will go into it more in a couple days when we do the Divine Mother and that nurturing, healing capacity of unconditional love, to then go back to the personal self and embrace some of those wounded voices that have been crippled and hurt for decades. So when you bring the Divine Mother into the picture, that healing process becomes so fast, so amazing. So there's a lot of depth to this work, and I'm really, really thrilled about it. So thank you, Darden. All right, last call. Anybody? Other than that, I just want to say thanks to everybody who is still listening at home. Thanks for hanging out with the technology challenges that we had. Thanks for the panel. You've been amazing, hanging with the technology difficulties and being amazing echoes and being wonderfully present. And the 9 of us created the field for those people in the 4 corners of the globe to have their experience, which they did. So we made history tonight. Thank you very much. I want to say a special shout out to John for handling the technology piece, and we wouldn't have made history without him this evening. So I just want to say a special blessing and thank you to all of you, because we made history. How fabulous.
Fabulous. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And this is the end of our broadcast, and I'll get JD splicing and dicing tomorrow on it. And we'll see. Hopefully by the end of the day, we can get something out for the replay. So please add to cart, click the button, join us, come invest, and we'll be starting the 6 calls in about 2 weeks. The support calls will start in about 2 weeks. All right, so thanks, everybody. I really, really appreciate your love and support, and thank you.
This is fabulous.